Hello everybody and welcome back to the Up the Guts channel. And geez, we are already near the end of January of 2025. How quick is that gonna? I can't believe it right now as we're recording this. We're recording this on the 25th of January, the day before Australian Day. But when we're nearly at the end of January, you know that what that means. It means the AFL season is just around the corner, and boy am I excited, like I'm sure many other people across the country are excited about. And what I'm going to let you know here is how I believe each of your clubs, 18 teams, are going to go during the 2025 season. I've done a season preview as I did last year too, talk about a bit where they finished in 2024 and where I think is going to happen in 2025. Talk about the ins, we're going to talk about the outs, and I'm going to give a person to look out for and also a person who I think needs to have a big year. So without further ado, let's start off with the Adelaide Crows. All right, so Adelaide Crows in 2024, a bit disappointing. There was some big raps about them, but they finished in 15th spot. The ins that they have for the 2025 season coming in, they've got Isaac coming as a free agent across from the GWS Giants. They've also went and got, with their pick 4 in the draft, they used it on South Australian midfielder Sid Draper, so that'll be a good one for them there too. They've also went in and got Alex Neil-Bullen, who's come home from Melbourne. That'll be good for their midfield stock and their forward stock as well, a bit of half forward, bit of mid-time. James Peatling's also come across from the GWS Giants. Has struggled to get opportunity for GWS, did get some valuable time later in the season, and was really good. So I think he'll be really good for the Adelaide Crows there. And they also picked up, with pick 59 pick in the draft, father-son key forward Tyler Welsh. Some notable outs, Elliot Himmelberg, free agency, has gone to join his brother Harry over the GWS Giants. And Rory Sloane was another one who retired. And what a fantastic season Rory Sloane had. Let me know, where do you think Rory Sloane sits as an Adelaide Crows player? I think he's a legend. He was up there. He won many most courageous awards. Just hard as a cat's head going in there, going in and getting the ball, really getting the hard ball. And there was times where he would hit the scoreboard. There was a period of about 5 years where he was in probably the top 10 players in the competition. So Rory Sloane, hats off to a great career there. If we look over at their list, and especially their key defensive stocks, they got Nick Murray, Josh Worrell, James Bolas, Mark Keane, and Jordan Butts. So while they can be undersized a bit, Mark Keane was a real surprise for them last year, I thought. Obviously, used to play at Collingwood, and they didn't delist him. He decided just to go back home to Ireland, and then he's come back and he's gone to the Adelaide Crows. I am a bit disappointed as a Collingwood supporter that he did choose the route to go to Adelaide and not come straight out to Collingwood, but by all means, he didn't show that much at Collingwood, but clearly there he shows that he is a valuable key defender. And we look into defender Max Michelini. Believe this is coming into his third season. He looks like a real talent there. Mitch Hinge has found himself a home off the half-back line. Obviously, was drafted and played predominantly his time as a midfielder. They couldn't quite squeeze a regular game in that midfield. Put him at half-back, and he's a consistent player down there at half-back now, and probably one of the first magnets they put up there. Just knows how to find the ball. Another one who I thought had a really good second half of the year was Luke Nankervis, who will only grow with more opportunity. Wayne Milra obviously had that injury interrupted season. Brodie Smith, we know about him, and Hugh Bond looked good in his first season when he got an opportunity to play too. Now, if you look at some of their midfields, Chase Jones got some games towards the end of the season. Sam Berry, you just know, is going to lay his tackles. Matt Crouch will get you his bulk ball. He won't damage you as much, but he'll get the ball out to the runners like a Jordan Dawson, like a Jake Saligo, who will get the ball moving. Rucks, they've only got the 2 rucks. They've got Riley O'Brien and Kieran Strawn, Kieran Strawn's not young, but we did see him play a few games last year when Riley O'Brien was injured, and he's been dominating the sample for years on years now. So he's a very good second-up ruckman, but other than that, the only real one that, I guess, their second ruck when they're playing would be Riley Thilthorpe, who's one of the key forwards there. Geez, didn't he come back in some ripping form, put on about 10 kilos of muscle, and was an absolute animal when he came in and played. Taylor Walker, then Tyler Walsh. Don't know how much opportunity he'll get, if he'll get a game in 2025, or if he does, when it will be. We'll have to wait and see that one. Chris Burgess showed some signs of kicking, not big goals, but a couple goals here and there for them. It obviously came across from the Gold Coast Suns. Toby Murray we haven't seen, and Darcy Fogarty. When if he can put his consistency together, he could be a really damaging player across the whole competition. As we just flip over the page here, forwards, someone who's reinvented themselves as a... Sorry, as I knocked the mic there, if you're watching this on YouTube. Someone's reinvented themselves as a forward and really hits the scoreboard, applies that tackling pressure down there. He was mainly a midfielder, first started off in Brisbane, then made his way to Adelaide, found himself as a good midfielder, now a forward who could go in if they need him, but he's been really dominant up forward. It's Ben Keys. I thought he had an excellent season last year. Daniel Curtin on the Adelaide website is listed as a forward, which is interesting because we know he can play forward, he can play back, but he can also run through the midfield. We saw him do that during his under-18 championship year, so it'll be interesting to see that. Josh O'Shelley, obviously there. We know how much talent he has. Luke Pedler. Isaac Rankin's ready to take the competition by storm. He did that before going down with injury, but I just think Isaac Rankin's ready to reach new heights if he can stay fit. Prediction. Is this the year that the Adelaide Crows go in and finish in the 8? Not for me. I'm sorry, Adelaide Crows fans. I don't think you will finish in the 8 this year. Just nothing about this list really excites me. The one thing that does excite me is the X Factor in Isaac Rankin, though. Be able to play in the forward and as a midfielder. So I don't have you guys finishing in the 8, but I do have you finishing 9th, just outside. Look out for, mentioned him earlier, it's Riley Thilthorpe. 2024, he only managed 7 games, but after coming back from injury, but from those 7 games, he kicked 12 goals, averaging 2.1 when he was playing, and also showed how impactful he can be in the ruck when he goes there. Needs to lift. I had, for his consistency, and there was points in times when he was going to get dropped, Josh O'Shelley. Now, if you look at his stats, you go back and look, he has, 30 goals from 21 games. It's not that bad for a small forward, but he was supposed to be the next up-and-coming, like an Isaac Rankin was, to play a bit more midfield time, and when he didn't get it, it was rumours that he spat the dummy a little bit, and his inconsistency wasn't there. There's no doubt about it. When O'Shelley is on, he's one of their best small forwards. But his best footy and his worst footy are so far apart that it just hurts the way he plays. And if he can get that consistency footy together, he could be a real big player in not just Adelaide Crows, but in the competition. So I'm interested to see there. There's my prediction for the Adelaide Crows. I believe they'll finish 9th, bouncing up from 15 from 2024. Look out for Riley Thilthorpe, and it's a big year, I believe, for Josh O'Shelley, just to build that consistency footy together. Thank you guys for listening, and make sure to keep tuning in because we're going to go through every single 18 club. So until next time, it will be Brisbane. So make sure you stay tuned for that one. But for now, thank you guys for listening and see you next time.